Why didn't anybody tell me this was a comedy? Oh, sorry. Just catching up on my reading. Hello and welcome to Cinematrophy. I'm Don Perignon, saving you from getting ripped off. And welcome once again to Blackenstien.
Cause this is daylight night, and no one's gonna save you from the beast about to strike. You know it's daylight night. You're fighting for your life inside a thriller.
Yep, I'm still in the hospital. I bet you're all wondering how I got here. Well, interesting story. It all started 2 weeks ago. I said it all started 2 weeks ago. That was my out. Oh, come on, you really gonna make me do this? Alright, fine.
Blackenstien, released in 1973, was directed by William A. Levy and starred John Hart, Ivory Stone, Joe Dussault, and Roosevelt Jackson. As the name suggests, this was supposed to be the black version of Blackenstien, but unlike Blackula, this movie failed to be anything but utterly stupid.
It was only a matter of time before we got to this movie. I mean, let's face it, in the 70s, when a white person thought of a tall, black, strong man, first thing that came to mind was what the hell? What'd you do that for? You mean like all the shit I say in this show, I can't compare a black man to a God damn it, stop that! I mean, Jesus Christ, I can understand comparing him to an ape, that makes sense. But I can't call a black man a Moro. Makibikikoko. Come on, knock that shit off. I mean, seriously, out of all the shit I said in the show, you're blocking that out? It's not like I said the word nigger. Please, get out, get out! What the hell's going on?
Using the N-word? Really? Come on now, especially you.
This is bullshit.
Yeah. You have the right to remain stupid.
Come on, get off me.
You say will be no.
What
Turn the camera off. Turn the camera off.
Yeah, I'm actually not at liberty to discuss what happened. Hello, and welcome to Cinematrophy.
Oh, Vince! Oh! That's wrong! That's wrong! What the fuck did you think? What the hell I was going to do? Every time I stand in front of you, so you don't have disrespect. How far can you take that bullshit? Now it's time to get this shit on! Oh, that's wrong! Oh, that's wrong! Oh, that's wrong! I'll tell you right, bitch! Oh, bats!
He did the Monster Mash.
Our movie begins at Dr. Stein's castle, at Dr. Stein's mansion, where for some reason it's always foggy at night. Good luck getting that covered on your insurance policy. I don't think continuous fog counts as an act of God. Looks like the cameraman accidentally got some green jello on his camera lens again. Oh, I'm sorry. That's just a fucking title card. We get to see Dr. Stein's laboratory, which if it was any cheesier, Robbie the Robot would just walk on set.
Danger, danger, force level building to fatal intensity.
After looking at some of the doodads in the laboratory, the movie just suddenly cuts to an airplane landing. No rhyme, no reason, no explanation, just laboratory, plane landing. That's one hell of a transition there, guys. Clearly the director is a master of suspense. Here we're introduced to Dr. Winifred, who's come to see Dr. Stein about a problem she's having with her boyfriend. Oh, that's right, it's the 1970s. That magic blue pill hadn't been invented yet.
Tell Dr. Stein you're here.
Thank you.
There's nothing suspenseful about this scene.
And in case you think I'm bullshitting you, they just cut to the laboratory. That's it. Nothing happens. What, is the director thing just throwing in random spooky music creates a suspenseful atmosphere? If that's the case, why not just throw it in at the most inopportune times?
Yes, Malcolm, what is it?
Dr. Stein, a Dr. Winifred Walker is here.
And I think Malcolm got his roles confused because he's not supposed to be the monster, but he sure as hell is playing one.
Yeah, I have no explanation.
Well, what brings you to California?
Well, I just arrived from New York. My fiancé was wounded in Vietnam, and the doctors there wrote and told me he was being transferred to the Veterans Hospital here. He was seriously wounded when a landmine went off under him.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
She asks Dr. Stein for his help because of his breakthrough in DNA or some shit, but she refuses to tell him exactly what's wrong with her fiancé until they get to the hospital. I say, this meal is delicious. Could you pass the pepper? What? I said, could you pass the pepper? What was that? The pepper! The pepper! We're having supper! The next day they go to see Eddie and she finally tells the doctor what his problem is.
Remember I told you about that landmine explosion? Well, Eddie lost both his arms and legs.
Landmine has taken my sight, taken my speech, taken my hearing, taken my arms, taken my legs, taken my soul, left me alive in hell.
Yes, may I help you?
We're looking for a Mr. Eddie Turner.
Excuse me. Excuse me, Mrs. Wayne. Do you know anything about a patient named Eddie Turner?
Eddie Turner.
She's right fucking there! What, did she forgot to put a fucking hearing aid in this morning so she couldn't hear them talking 3 feet away? Who was she daydreaming at her desk of her youthful days? If that's the case, why the fuck is she even working there? No, seriously, either she's really fucking stupid or really fucking lazy. Either way, that makes me question the competency of this veterans hospital.
You are correct. It does not compute.
So we find out that Eddie is being tormented by one of the nurses because he was rejected by the army.
Think I got time to be running upstairs and around and all over just because one of you guys wants special attention? What the hell's so special about you just because you're laying there?
He has no arms and legs.
I mean, for fuck's sake, Captain America was rejected 12 times. You don't see him bitching and moaning. Winifred and Stein tell Eddie that they're going to take him back to Stein's laboratory and replace his lost limbs.
There's nothing anybody can do for me.
If he's talking about his acting, he's absolutely right. Oh, whoops. Looks like the cameraman decided to get high that day. And apparently so did the music director, since the music fades out and then suddenly jumps back in.
Nobody cares.
Hey look, Eddie suddenly grew his arms and legs back. After the arrival of Eddie, we get to see some of the other patients in Dr. Stein's mansion, like this old lady who he's managed to keep young.
If she went more than 24 hours without an injection, she would go from her present condition back to her 90s and progressively older.
We also get to meet the Iron Sheik? This must have been after he got ditched by Sergeant Slaughter.
Now look at this one. This leg was grafted on by laser beam fusion, supplemented by massive injections of my DNA formula. Hardly any scar at all. And in time, the scar will be totally eradicated. Now, Winifred.
Holy shit! The Iron Sheik's got tiger blood in him!
Winning.
That's the result of an unsolved RNA injection.
Well, I'll give the movie this much credit. At least they use real science, unlike some of those other movies I fucking reviewed in the past.
Oh, how sad for me.
The two work on giving Eddie back his arms, which turns into a rousing success. Later that night, Winifred hears yelling in the castle. Mansion. Not to worry, this is a common thing after drinking with the Iron Sheik.
I can break his fucking back, make him humble, and then fuck his ass.
The next day, after they check in on Eddie, Malcolm decides he wants to have a little chat with Winifred.
Malcolm, you startled me. And by the way, you came into my room before and walked right out. Why?
I like watching you sleep.
There's something I'd like for you to know.
Yes?
Winifred, ever since you came here, I've thought of nothing but you, both day and night. There isn't anything in this world I wouldn't do for you. I've fallen in love with you.
When?
You mean all those times he was creepily staring off camera? I thought he was looking at the doctor. Look, he's clearly staring at the doctor with love eyes. Because Winifred rejects him, Malcolm thinks that if he gets rid of Eddie, he can win her over, so he switches the DNA formula between Iron Sheik and Eddie. After giving Eddie a new pair of legs and a couple of injections, they think he's ready to walk around.
Well, Winifred, Eddie should be up and around today.
They go to give Eddie his daily injections, only to have him claim that something doesn't feel quite right.
Dr. Stein, look at this.
Oh no, he's got a receding hairline? If male pattern baldness is the only side effects to regaining your arms and leg, I'd say that's a pretty fair trade, my friend.
Find Malcolm. Prepare the room next to the lab. Tell him to get here with a gurney. We have to work fast.
So the room next to the laboratory is a dungeon. The doctor sees a receding hairline on his patient and automatically locks him in a dungeon. I mean, geez, what would his response have been if he suddenly developed freckles? Death? Eddie's condition is worsening, and not able to find any problems in his blood work, the donor cells, or anything non-related to the serum. Not only do they not test the serum, but they increase the dosage.
Stupid! You're so stupid!
Castrol GTX, engineered for today's smaller cars.
That night, Eddie escapes by walking out the door that they just left open.
Wait, they moved him to the dungeon and didn't bother locking the door? Then what was the fucking point?
That's like buying a smoke detector but never taking it out of the fucking box. Pretty fucking stupid. So we're treated to watching Blackenstien walk, and walk, and walk. I shit you not when I say this walking scene goes on for 5 minutes. In movie time, that's 3 whole days. Lord of the Rings didn't even have this much fucking walking in it, and that's the whole fucking movie. He finally makes his way back to the veteran hospital and kills the nurse that was tormenting him while he was in. He then kills a random couple and eats their intestines. I guess his mother used to force feed him chitlins as a child.
I heard the same thing happened to Hannibal Lecter, except his mother used to force feed him liver.
I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
Afterwards, he just walks back home. Well, at least he's a well-trained monster. The next night, Eddie goes out and murders a woman in the park. It's okay though, she's not really dead, just one of the newest cast members on Jersey Shore. Because of the string of murders, the police start investigating the neighborhood, so they come to the mansion and ask the doctor who the residents are. Dr. Stein tells him exactly who's living there, and seeing how this scene serves no purpose to the story, it is completely pointless and just wastes the audience time. Eddie escapes again, and I think it's at this point that the director felt the movie was getting a little too serious, so he decided to lighten the mood with a comedy act.
Yes, because nothing sets up the atmosphere for a horror movie better than Showtime at the Apollo.
Let me tell you what happened to me the other day. I walked into a cafe the other day and I sat down, and a young lady walked up to me and she said, "Sir, I'm sorry to inform you, but we do not serve colored folks here." I say, I'm glad to know that, young lady, because I don't eat colored folks nowhere.
Okay, that was actually funny.
What's that you say? Comedy's not your thing? Not to worry. The director was nice enough to throw in a jazz concert for you as well. I, for one, always listen to CB 101.9 when I'm watching someone's intestines being eaten. Eddie makes his way back to the mansion when Kuta Kente decides he suddenly wants to try and rape Winifred. Did he really just leave her there? Oh, okay, he wants to get a gun. I guess he's not all that bad. You know, other than the sabotage and the whole trying to rape thing. I'm gonna shut up now. After killing Mufufu, Eddie starts killing all the other members of the house.
Break his back, make him humble.
After killing Dr. Stein and sparing Winifred, Eddie just leaves to continue killing more random people. The police show up and unleash what must be their bionic dogs, because even though bullets couldn't kill him, these dogs managed to tear him to pieces, ending the movie with his dead body and the roll of the credits.
Leaving the audience completely satisfied with no questions whatsoever. Except...
Why did the serum only give the Iron Sheik a tiger leg but turn Eddie into a full-blown monster? Why did they test everything under the sun except the serum? Why did the mansion have a dungeon? Why was there always a constant fog around the mansion? Why does he have such a long table when he's the only one who eats there? Why is this kid naked? What was with that passionate moment between Dr. Stein and the old lady, and why did it lead nowhere? Why did Toby suddenly decide to try and rape Winifred? Why did Eddie bother returning to the dungeon every night? Why did the audience have to watch a comedy act and a blues concert? Why is it despite walking around town all night, nobody ever sees him until it's too late? Why is it Eddie goes from one focus kill to a bunch of random killings? Why is there always that fucking heartbeat in the background? I guess these are just questions that we'll never get answers to. And thank God, because that would mean a remake, and I'm sure that would lead to mass suicide of the entire human species.
I'm Don Perignon, saving you from getting ripped off. Was great. Motherfucker.
Bullshit.
So that's the whole story. Now I know some of you are wondering if there was anything I could change about the whole situation, would I? What the fuck do you think?
I can't remember anything. Can't tell if this is true or a dream. Deep down inside I feel the scream. This terrible silence stops in there. Now that the war is through with me, I'm waking up, I cannot see that there's not much left of me. Nothing is real but pain now. Hold my breath as I wish for death. Oh please God, wake me.
Damn. Why do they have so many fucking stairs?